All right. Hey, Dan Hilsman. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
Not much, man. I appreciate you taking time. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet my good friend, Dan Hilsman with EXP Realty. Dan, is awesome to have you here today, buddy.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, guys, Dan and I have known each other for, got a little over 2.5 years, and Dan's been with EXP 5 years.
Yep.
And in the last 5 years, one of the reasons I brought Dan on here, the last 5 years, you've built organization of around almost 1,000 people. I think 900 plus people, right?
Yeah, just shy of 1,000.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. But first, man, tell us a little bit about you, Dan, and tell us, your story. How you got in the real estate business? How you found your way to EXP?
Yeah, well, it was a long time ago. I've been licensed well over 20 years. And first I got I worked at an adolescent treatment center in Kennesaw, Georgia, and decided to get licensed. Had trouble getting any of my buyers approved. So a long time ago, you could just basically dub yourself a loan officer.
That's right.
And so I did loans for about 10 of those first 10 years in real estate, and I sold a few houses, and then went full-time about 10 years after I was a lender, and been through a little bit of all of it. Was a solo agent, struggling agent. Then I had a bright idea a long time ago. Hey, I'll get a broker's license, open my own company, and keep all the money.
That's right.
And if anybody has that thought, it could be a good idea, but you might want to counsel many people on that decision. Just saying. I had a good friend say, hey, why don't you come be broker owner of my company? He had 9 agents. Him and his wife got divorced a few years later, and I decided to go back to a solo agent and then thought, you know what? I had another bright idea. What I'll do is I will build a real estate team and keep all the money. So, and then I realized for my team anyway, the margins were pretty slim. And then I found EXP Realty just had my birthday, like EXP birthday, 12 days ago. So found
Nice.
EXP just over 5 years ago.
So building a brokerage. I have friends that have brokerages, and I have friends that have had brokerages.
Yep.
And that's one of the hardest things you're ever going to do. So my hat's off to my buddies out there who are running brokerages, man. That's not an easy thing to do. And then, running a team, you and I both know we have teams. I've got a fairly good sized team. It's not easy. It's a lot of moving parts, right?
Yeah, there needs to be, I guess if there would have been 60 hours in a day, I could have pulled one of those off, but the 24 was kind of getting to me.
We've got you and I've got friends like, Dan Beer, Kyle Whistle, who have these mammoth teams. I don't see how they do it, but they've got it figured out. A lot of leverage.
It's all hires. Money, nothing money can't fix.
That's right. Yeah, throw a little money at it. Well, it's all about getting the key hire. I mean, I've got an operations manager, Jessica Molthoff, who, a wise man once told me, you keep hiring until you find the right one. Everybody think you're a genius. So
there you go.
Got this phenomenal operations person in-house. And so it's been a blessing to all of us. But running a team, running a brokerage, none of us got into real estate to really do that. We got into real estate for what? A few reasons. We want to make good money, and we wanted to have control over our schedule, right? And freedom, time freedom and financial freedom. And you and I both know the road to big income in real estate is selling a lot of houses. And the more people you work with, let me back that up. I mean, it's a blessing to work with people that trust you. There's 60 plus thousand agents in Atlanta. When I'm sitting at the listing table with somebody, I'm like, man, that's what a blessing. I'm only competing against 4 people. And but at the same time, when you're helping 15, 20 people a month, it's a blessing, but that's a lot of people you got to deal with. That's a lot of people you're helping. A lot of problems, a lot of things happen. So that's hard to sustain that. The solo agent, if you don't have operations support, you are operations support and you're doing it all. And I know solo agents that sell 40, 50 homes a year, and they never see their families. They miss dinners and vacations. We've both been there. But what I want to really dive into is why we're all doing this, right? We're all doing this for time and financial freedom, right?
Yep.
You can do it a couple ways. You can sell yourself to that point, or you can buy, hopefully you buy 10 or 15 or 20 rental houses and they're all paid off, and then you live off that. Or you hire a big team and you have, like Dan and Colin, you hire the right folks and you kind of step out, not that they're out of it, but you're not really in the production. Or you can hire a brokerage and go through all that and the liability. But I think there's another way, and it's what we have here at our company, EXP. And attracting agents to our business. And I want to hear your story. How you got started in this, and how did you get agent number one, and how did you get to 1,000 agents in 5 years? I mean, that's I don't know of a brokerage in Atlanta that's got 1,000 agents. I mean, except for the large Keller Williams multi offices, right?
Yeah, Mark explains a lot. Well, I guess Mark doesn't. Well, maybe in multiple states he does, but I'm in multiple states too, so maybe. Well, I saw the model, and I had a few friends that had small teams, and I thought it would be a really good fit for them. And if it was a good fit for them, maybe they would go out and find similar small teams or agents that thought it was a good fit for them. And that's basically what happened. So everybody told me no in the beginning, can't believe you left where you're at. We're not interested. We're not moving. Good luck, circle back. But, the model's pretty darn strong. So if you haven't really done a deep dive into the model, I would encourage anyone to watch this, in the future to go find someone that like and trust, and go deep into the model, because it's not the right fit for everyone. One of the agents would tell you that, but we are an agent-owned company, and we have a lot of the. I think they solved a lot of the traditional real estate challenges, and with all the different opportunities within the opportunity, it makes sense for a large portion of the agents. So really just reaching out to a few friends and then agreeing that this was something special and that we could work on it together and help each other. And that's probably, I like a lot of different parts of the model, but probably for me, it was the fact that if I help someone be successful, and I help them help someone else be successful, then in return, by default, I would have success. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, you said something powerful right there, man. Helping other people be successful. Mm-hmm. And, as I get further along in my journey with this company, I get a little more vocal, like you have been, about, this isn't like any company. We do. Yes. Recruiting is a huge part. If you're not recruiting in any business, you're not growing. There's no business. Right. There's no business on earth that doesn't recruit. Mm-hmm. EXP got a bad rap in the beginning because there was some knuckleheads that went out there and puking revenue sharing stock, but the value proposition is way bigger than that. It's mm-hmm. like you said, that the model is pretty strong. I mean, it's having agents having ownership. You mm-hmm. and me are connected through the company. I'm not in your group, mm-hmm. but you and I are both business owners, and we're both own part of the company. So it behooves you to help me and me to help you.
Yep.
And I think the thing that everybody's missing about this company is the financial alignment, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the other companies don't have the brick and mortar. There's no financial alignment. I mean, right. A productivity coach gets paid a little bit of money from that, but from helping people, but not much. I mean, for helping people grow their business, EXP rewards us very handsomely mm-hmm. because we don't have billboards, we don't have commercials, we don't have. It's grown organically, one agent at a time. Or in your case, 1,000 over 5 years, and the company is worth 90,000 agents right now.
Mm-hmm. Come right, right around there.
And let me ask you this: how many people have you personally sponsored in the company? Personally came in and you helped them join the company?
Right around 60.
So 60 people.
Mm-hmm.
So out of those 60 people, that has generated 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So
basically,
940 people have come in and joined the company because of those 60 people.
Yep. So it works.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't tell you a story, I don't know what will. I mean, there's obviously something about this model. And why don't we go into the model for a second? Why don't we kind of do a deep dive in here? So there's 3 ways you can get paid, but that's not the most important thing. But you get commission income, mm-hmm. right? You get stock awards for when you close your first deal. EXP gives you stock.
Yep.
You get stock for capping. You get mm-hmm. stock for hitting icon. And then you can buy stock at 5% under market value with your commission every month.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's revenue share. And revenue share looks like you attract an agent to the company. An agent calls you, "Hey, Dan, I want to join the company. Tell me about it." You tell them about it. They like it. They join the company. You get paid revenue because we don't have any brick and mortar, right? We don't have any office buildings to pay for. Mm-hmm. So EXP splits the company dollar 50-50 with the agent.
Yeah, agents get half.
Yeah, they take 50% for their bills. They put 50% in a pool, just like some other companies that have profit share. Put 50% mm-hmm. in the pool for revenue share for those agents that bring agents to the company. Like, hey, thanks a lot. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
But I think the number one thing, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, is the reason that it's such a powerful model. The financial alignment creates collaboration on a level that really doesn't exist in other brokerages. I don't think.
That's it. That's it. Yep.
And you got guys like, I mean, we could name Dan and Kyle all day long, but there's, I don't know, I could get my phone and come up with 100 names of people that are doing over $50 million a year in volume, over 100 units in volume, 100 units in sales that are at our fingertips that will share anything they have with us, the playbook. I mean, the financial alignment opens playbooks. And not only that, the trial and error method of trying to figure out how to sell real estate is over.
Yep.
You don't have to. And what's your experience? You're hanging with some of the biggest producers in the company. I mean, what do you see on your end as far as the collaboration goes with agents?
Yeah, so that's it. I mean, you can kind of sort of throw everything else out the window. That's all icing on the cake. It really is all about the collaboration. So my success is I'm super spiritual, praise God, he gets all the credit. And then, but beyond that, then my leaders that developed the systems that I copy and pasted and worked and were available to me that wouldn't have been available to me in traditional real estate to grow a team or a brokerage is a big part of the reason for my success. So yeah, it's number one is the collaboration. After that, it's all the other stuff you just mentioned, but none of it, I wouldn't have accomplished what I've accomplished without the collaboration. A lot of the agents that I know that I played some part in and have been successful wouldn't have accomplished it without the collaboration. I mean, I really do sit here today thinking, well, who are you and what do you need help with? And if you are a little bit of coachable, a little bit humble, a little bit hungry, and open to plugging in and actually plug in and be a little bit resilient and keep going, then you too can have success in real estate with this model. Just because all the answers are here. I mean, we have the top agents doing the training. So, you pick something, pick the area of real estate that you want to be successful in, and then just drill down and get with the right people in the world, meetings, trainings weekly, 80 plus hours of training. So just on and on and on. There's really, it's kind of cool because there's no excuse. I heard a guy talking just the other day and he said, so if the agents would just come over here and if they'll, tell us what they want to do, and then we plug them into that. And then if they actually do it, then they can have success.
Well, that's the thing. There's knowing how to do it, and there's actually taking the time to do it. That's two completely different things, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, collaboration is, probably it's the secret sauce that keeps this whole thing together. I mean, like you, I've built, like my business went up 13 million in 1 year when I moved over and got in the room with some bigger people. And I think that's something that a lot of people are missing. It's about access too. I mean, it's about having access. And I don't mean like, I can get once a month, get in a meeting with some people in my market center or in my region. I'm talking about like daily, weekly, having access to the best of the best of the best. I mean, our fast forward mastermind on Mondays, there's 600, 700 people on that. And people that are leading that thing are doing 200 and 300 units. I mean, I think anybody could learn something from them, right?
Sure. Yeah. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Well, I tell you, man, if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have done it sooner. And so I think you would have too, right?
Yeah, but can't focus on that too much. But actually, I had a little bit of a different story. I found EXP, it didn't find me, and so I moved over rather quickly. So, but I get it. I talk to a lot of agents, each day, and some move faster than others, and some it's all just like the rest of life. A lot about timing.
Well, just to kind of recap for those that are maybe just tuning in or will watch this later, if you are a team owner, if you are a solo agent, if you are a team leader with another brokerage, if you are a broker with your own brokerage, there's there's a solution for the problems you're having in this brokerage. And one of my good friends who moved over here, our good friend Kyle Whistle, who had a 60-person brokerage, basically said it the best. He said, Mike, I spent 14 years, running a big old mega brokerage and agents coming and going and problems and lawsuits. And when you run a big brokerage, if you have 10 or 12 people, it's not a big deal. But if you got 50, 60 people, it's different. And he said, there's all the liability, there's all the stress, there's all the potential lawsuits. And every bit of it took the broker, him, out of the production side in the growth mode. And EXP can be used as a platform if you've got a large team or you've got a brokerage, EXP is a platform to run that business off of. So you don't have to be the one that brokers the deal. Let somebody else do that and focus on your strengths. What got you into the business is the recruiting for your team, the training for your team, the financial freedom, like teaching everybody how to fish. Put the training, the icon, and I know you're an icon too, Dan. I mean, the icon, we hit a certain level of production. In order to get half of our stock awards back, we teach classes. And so all of the classes at EXP are taught by agents who have hit icon status. So it's incredible. And like you said, 80 hours a week. So there's really no reason not to take a look at this model. Would you agree?
I agree. Yeah. At least take a look at it. And then take another look at it, and then take a deep look at it. It may be a life-changing opportunity for you like it was for me.
Well, Dan, before I wrap it up, I got to ask you this. So you got 1,000 people in your group, which is, a good-sized market center. What's your overhead every month for these people?
So I've just got to weigh down because of the market that we're in right now. So I think I'm actually next month I'll be under $3,000.
Under $3,000 a month to have an operation of 1,000 people under you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. And that's not even a lease or anything, right? That's just what you're pouring into it yourself.
Yep. That's just a little marketing, a little education, a little training here, a little system there, not much to it. So I don't know what it'd be. Like traditional real estate, it would be what, 100, I don't know, 50,
$100,000 a month.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. At least.
Yeah. I'd just get to keep 1 to 5%, I guess, is what it'd be in traditional, unless I was, in the top of 1% of the people doing that. So, yeah, it's a blessing. The model takes care of a lot of that, take care of the liability, a lot of the training, a lot of the overhead. And we don't have to plug into. So, love that part of the model too. Well,
Dan, where do you see your group in the next 3 years, 5 years? What do you see that looking like?
Well, part of that depends on the economy, and so I don't really know for sure. I'm kind of more of a day-to-day kind of guy, and like to help those that are here and grow. I had a better idea if you'd asked me a year ago, because we had some pretty predictable growth.
Yeah.
But with the inflation in the housing market the way it is, a lot of that depends on if it was just me, if I was a solo agent, I'd have a much better answer. But a lot of it, a large group like that is reflective of what's going on in the economy and the market. And they do have agents I have a big group in Canada also. So that's kind of neat too, because some of the agents that are struggling in other areas and aren't selling so much, there's other hot pockets around the country. I've got me agents in Florida as well. So that's great. But I don't know, a little bit. That's a little crystal ball question. And like I said, I probably would have had a better answer a year ago, but I'm just hopeful today that, it'll be what it's supposed to be. We can grow it to where it's supposed to be and help who we're supposed to help.
Well, Dan, your nickname around here is Mr. Consistency. You're probably one of the most, if not the most consistent person I've ever met in the daily activities. And that's big reason you've got 1,000 people working with you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, if you do the hard things and consistently, then good things tend to happen.
I wish every agent out there, if you haven't heard that, when you watch this, rewind that. Do the hard things consistently. Yeah. And good things will happen to you.
Yeah, over and over. Yeah.
All right, well, let's do one more recap. So if you are a broker, if you are a solo agent, if you have a team, if you are thinking of getting real estate, take a look, do your due diligence, and look at every model out there. Side by side, pound for pound, we think, we're here, that this is the best model. It's agent friendly, you're owner, you have ownership, everybody's looking for equity stake, we've got it. They share in the revenue of the company. Your commissions can go up if you plug into the model. It's the trial and error is over. It's, there's model those in front of you that have gone before you. And so, Dan, listen, man, I appreciate you taking the time today, brother. It's good to see you. I guess I'll see you next week down in Orlando at the shareholders meeting, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. Let's hook up. I appreciate it.
Let's do it, man. We will. All right, brother. Listen, have a good rest of your day. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got any questions about EXP Realty and you want to talk on any level, lunch, coffee, even confidential, just reach out to Dan or myself. We're happy to help. All right. Bye. See you later, man. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks. Are we good?
Hang on. We're still live, buddy. I'm having a hard time.
That's okay.
Live TV. Hang on a second.